Where are you prioritizing holding back and your own comfort above obedience to the Word of God? Let me tell you about the time our government told us we weren't allowed to leave our houses, but I wound up driving an hour and a half one way to church instead. My name's Colleen. Welcome to my channel. It was 2020 and our government had told our church to shut down, and they were complying. At the beginning, it made total sense, but after, 2 weeks to flatten the curve was long gone, and we started getting messages from the pulpit like, have hope, the vaccines will be here soon. That's almost verbatim what we heard from our pulpit. We decided that that wasn't the place for us anymore and started asking around, looking around, trying to find somewhere to go. And honestly, my husband was working nights, so it was just going to be me. I wasn't super rushed about it or super pressed about it until our government said that our police officers would now be stopping anybody who was driving on the road when they shouldn't be. So somehow my first response to that as a Christian was, I better not go out then. I better just stop thinking about a church, thinking about, finding one, because I don't want to get in trouble. And thankfully, very quickly, I realized the government might not think church is essential, and they might be even willing to use the law to try and stop us from going. But actually, that's the reason. One of the main reasons I should definitely be going is because it is essential, and the government doesn't get to say that you don't get to go to church. They just don't. So I set out on my hour-and-a-half drive, brought my lawn chair, and we sat in a yard, rain or shine. And the Lord blessed us all that summer, and we had very little rain. In fact, almost none. So that's how I started driving an hour and a half to church. And why is that relevant now? That is relevant now because you'd think that I would learn that when the tyrants say, you're not allowed to honor God, and I have that realization that no, actually, I have to honor God whether you like it or not. You'd think that that would only take once for me to learn. But no, I'm a stubborn preacher. And here I sit now in Canada on the eve of what I'm told is very likely to be the passing of Bill C-9, the censorship bill that is being ramrodded through our government with no debate, no consideration of the other side's worries and concerns about it. And it actually apparently specifically lists the Bible as a book that contains hate speech. And I am not proud to say that my very first response was, maybe that kind of lets me off the hook. I don't have to speak about the truth that I know is unpopular on my YouTube channel. Maybe I can pivot and keep it very fluffy and light. Yeah, that was my first response. I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in trouble online because this bill's coming through and people are going to be getting in trouble. Then very quickly again, I flashed back to 2020 when I was thinking I shouldn't go to church because I would get in trouble. And I realized that I was back around to the same lesson that I didn't learn the first time. And when your government says, do not obey the commands of your Lord, you have a duty to obey the commands of your Lord. And so I'm able to narrow down a little bit, or at least to not censor myself, because why would I censor myself? Just because my government doesn't like what the good book says, that makes no sense at all. But it does make sense if we are prioritizing our own comfort. And this was the point of this for me to share this story with you, was we have an inordinate, unending ability to prioritize our own comfort. But God does not hold our comfort as much of a priority as we do. So he really doesn't value it the way we do. He values righteousness and obedience, and we should too. I should too. This is me. I'm speaking to me. So here's the challenge that I want to leave with you, and I'm leaving it with me. Where are you prioritizing holding back and your own comfort above obedience to the Word of God? We can't fix this world to always be comfortable for ourselves. And we can just be prayerful and trust in Him and know that what He says to do, which is to share the Word of God, Colleen, is the thing that is going to reap the benefits for you. Not in a necessarily a material way, and it could bring discomfort, but honoring God is always going to be the better answer. And so consider that. Give yourself some time to ponder if you are holding back where you should be speaking the Word of God and putting truth and beauty out into the world. If you're comfortable, share it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And who knows, maybe if you comment your story on this, somebody else will be encouraged, which is the whole idea of sharing the Word anyway. We want to encourage other people. So if you want to comment down there. I would love it. And other than that, you just have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. And